amazing community that
Hi. For those watching it live and those not watching it later, I decided to go on live. I haven't been on live in a long time. I was actually watching I was packing up samples, but I was watching a video from XL Scrunchy on just like business tips, how she grew her business in 5 years. And one of the things she was saying was just do it, just post. Like while you're doing whatever you're doing, go live. And I was like, she's right. Why is just sit here and like listen to her and pack up the stuff when I could be packing it up while going live? So that's what I decided to do. That's why I'm live. So I took soap bars that are a bit older and I cut them. So they did not come out evenly cut, but that's okay because they're just going to be sample bars, like just smaller sample travel bars. So I did turmeric and mint and honey and oatmeal. I had some activated charcoal, but I finished all of that up. So I'm going to pack up these bars that I have remaining, and then I'm probably going to cut up some more bars because I want to pretty much just get rid of the bars that didn't sell. So I said, well, let me cut them up. Let me be useful here instead of just having them sit here forever. Because that has happened. Not necessarily forever, but that has happened where I've had bars for years. And I'm telling you, the bars that I have for years, they don't smell like, you don't have a scent to them. They just smell like the oils would smell. But they are some of the best bars because the lather on them is amazing. But most people don't know that. You know, they want the bars that smell really good. Hi, Niecy. How are you? It's great to see you, too. Hi, Lady Vanessa. I haven't seen you in like a minute, too. Probably because I haven't been on TikTok. And I think you usually are on TikTok a lot. So I'm just cutting and packing sample soap bars. These are soap bars that didn't sell. And I'm trying to be useful. So I cut them all up, and I don't know how to cut, so they're all pretty much uneven, but that's okay. They're just sample bars. And I am just using my potato peeler to cut some of the edges just to give them more of a cleaner look, especially since they're cut uneven. Like, gotta make them look cute somehow. So I'm doing that, and I'm putting them in these little brown craft bags that I've come up with, well, that I bought, and then I have a label that I attach to them. So I have like my regular label, which just lists all the ingredients, and then like all the ingredients that I typically use. So it may not be the ingredients that are actually in the soap. It's going to be more than what's actually in the soap, but it's just like general. That way, if people have allergies, they know, you know, no cross-contamination. But then I also have labels where I put the specific scent or the specific soap bar that it originally was. I mean, that it still is, but like I said, the scent has faded because these are like older soap bars. So I'm cutting honey and oatmeal and turmeric and mint. I'm probably going to cut some more. I just don't know what I'm going to cut yet. So I figure I'll go on live while I do that because I need them watch time hours. But how's everyone else doing this Sunday afternoon? Yeah, evening, afternoon. I'm on the East Coast, so it's getting closer to the evening. That's my honey. These turmeric ones, I cut so small. Oh my gosh. They're so uneven too. It's gonna have to work because what other choice do I have? Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to be productive here. So I haven't really been on anything, like any social media, really that much at all. I have been focusing on growing my business locally, which has been pretty successful. So I'm really happy that I made that pivot because I really needed to see success. Like, I was getting low-key depressed, so I needed to see some type of success. And finally, like locally, that's what I've been seeing. So I'm really happy about that. Let's see. So what I ended up doing is getting into consignment stores. They're like a game changer. You normally pay a booth fee, and they may take like a percentage of your sales. And you kind of get the exposure that you need to really get out there locally. East Coast, yes. Thank you. So I'm in a consignment. I'm in Florida. I'm in a consignment store in Melbourne, which is about like an hour-ish away from me, but my in-laws live in that area, so that worked out for me. That's the store where I mainly do a lot of my soap making classes. That's been like the biggest success there. And the people there tend to like my hemp oil. So I sell out of hemp oils regularly there, and then I do the soap classes. So those are doing pretty well there in Melbourne. Then in yeah. Then I have a consignment store that is in Fort Pierce. I have two. So I have two in Fort Pierce. And this is how this happened, right? I was on the internet looking for consignment stores in Fort Pierce. And I saw a boutique store, and it's called Notions and Potions. But I looked on the website because I think I was looking for, I think I searched like soap places. So it came up. But then when I went to her website, I didn't actually see any soap bars on her website. I just saw that it was a boutique. She sold candles. She sells clothes. Just, boutique-like things. So I said, well, she's open. I'm just going to go there. And I'm going to see if she needs a soap maker. And so I walk in there and I'm looking around because I'm like, maybe she has soap and she just hasn't added it to the website for whatever reason. So I'm looking around. I don't see it. And then she's like, can I help you with something? And I said, do you have any soap? And she's like, no, I'm so sorry. My soap maker quit on me 2 years ago and I just haven't found anyone else. So you probably have to go online. And I was like, no, I'm your soap girl. I'm right here. Like, forget the one that quit 2 years ago. So she was so excited. So she was like, just bring me some samples, check it out, see what we can do. So I did. I brought her some samples literally the next day because I was so excited. I would have brought her the same day if I could have, but she was closing soon, so I couldn't. So I brought them the next day. She used them, I think, the day after that. So this was like a Monday when I brought them. And then she called me or she didn't call me. She texted me Wednesday and was like, I want to work with you. I want you to be my new soap girl. So I was like, yay, like this is great. Let's see, what did I just put in here? Trying to multitask talk. Okay. So I was like, this is great. So she tells me that she doesn't charge a booth fee. So I'm like, okay, even better, because who got that kind of money? But she does 50%. So she takes 50% of anything I make, which I knew that was kind of high at the time, but I was just kind of like, I found somebody that's willing to take my soap. So, beggars can't be choosers. So I said, okay, cool. Like that, it's what choice do I have? It's going to have to work. And she also told me that she would order wholesale from me because she wanted to, and I did a video about this. Actually, I can show you. So she does buy wholesale from me. She stayed true to her word there. So this right here, when you put these two together, this is a mini soap bar, right? This is what I use for my mini loaf. She told me to cut those in half. So she cuts them. I cut them in half for her. And I used to sell both of these together as one for $5. She was like, hi, Joy. She was like, cut them in half, and she's going to sell one of these for $6.50. When she told me that, I said, this woman is like crazy, but like, whatever, that's what she wanted to do. She was buying wholesale. So I was like, it really doesn't really matter to me because, I'm going to get paid regardless. So she buys it, cool. Tell me why she been selling out, y'all. Like straight out selling out. I don't even understand how people are buying them. But they are buying these smaller versions for $6.50. Granted, she does Some of them are purchased for $6.50 outright, but then she also does this thing called a grab bag, which is like what her boutique is known for. So she has like this little like makeup bag sort of container, and inside of it you get to choose 5 miniature items. So she makes those her mini soap bars, and she has mini candles and mini air fresheners, and I think mini perfumes. So go sit down. Go. Hi, Mommy. Okay. All right. Good job. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, go sit down, please. So that's my baby. So she has these mini items, and you get to choose 5 of the items, and you put them in your grab bag, and she charges like, I think it's $34 for the grab bag. So the way she averages it out, she is profiting a lot. So that's what she's been doing. She's ordered from wholesale from me twice, and she told me about 2 weeks ago that she wants another wholesale order, which is the reason why I have those soap bars waiting for her. So that's honey. I'm gonna have to put 2 of these. These things are so small. Look at how small they are compared to, like, I did a terrible job cutting these. So I'm gonna have to put 2 of these turmeric in here because that honey, because these turmerics are cut way too small. So yeah, so I was like, okay, I'm gaining a wholesale customer, and I am getting exposure out there, getting my soap out there, because she's gonna hold it in her boutique store. Are you doing classes? I would love to do a class. I'm a busy vegan chef, but would squeeze out some time to do a class. Absolutely. I don't know where you're located. If you're in Florida, I do the classes locally in Melbourne and Fort Pierce. I'm going to start doing them in Port St. Lucie soon, so I'll be talking about that later. But for right now, they're in Melbourne and Fort Pierce. If you want an online private class, all you do is you go to the link like in my profile, and there should be a link to sign up for the private. You probably can click on any of those links and it'll take you to my website. Then you can sign up for a private class, and private classes are based on your schedule. So there's like a list of dates and times that I'm available, and you just choose whichever one works better for you. And then we do the online class, which is a little more personalized because I make a soap recipe that is just for you. Everybody's soap recipe is different. When you do the in-person, you're stuck with the recipe that I've already created. But yeah, so okay, so I got those 2 in there, right? Right, so I was like, okay, she's doing wholesale from me. And are you near Tallahassee? No, I'm like maybe 6-7 hours from Tallahassee at least. No, so the private class online would probably be better for you then, because I do the classes in Melbourne, Florida, and Fort Pierce, Florida. So that's like the East Treasure Coast. But like I said, with the private online, it's based off of your schedule, and you get your own personal, you get everything that the in-person people get, but you also get your own personalized recipe that is made just for you. I have like a questionnaire that you fill out so I can come up with the recipe for your skin type. But so this boutique store. So yeah, she was doing wholesale for me and having this stuff and having my soap in her store. So I was like, this is a win-win. And she's very like nice. She was giving me ideas on how I can better market myself, better packaging. She's been like a candle maker, I think she said, for like 16 years, and she opened her boutique store 10 years ago. So she's been in business for a long time. So I said, okay, cool. Take the advice, love it. I even like changed my labels, like my labels now off of her guidance. So now I have the cursive handwriting for there, and then the type of soap bar it is there. I don't know, is that blurry? I'm trying to make it focus. I don't think it's focusing. But you get the gist. So I changed them because she was like, this would be prettier. And I said, okay, all right. You've been in business a lot longer than I have, so let's do it. So it's been great. But she told me that there was an artisan market right around the corner from her that was opening up in November. Because I met her early October. So she told me there's one opening up in November. And I was like, oh, really? And she's like, yeah. So I was thinking, okay, I'm going to try to get in that store too since they're open. But I didn't tell her. And the reason why I didn't tell her is because I guess part of me felt like she was going to I don't know, that she wasn't going to be happy because I literally was choosing the store that was right around the corner from hers. But I said at the end of the day, like, I'm trying to get exposure. I appreciate, her doing it without charging me a fee, like an upfront fee, because she is definitely charging me, but not an upfront fee. So I said, I'm just going to do it. So I did it, and I am so thankful to God that I did, because that place has been very, very successful for me. They have only been open. They opened November 15th. And so they were open for 2 weeks in November. And of course, like all of December, today's the 28th. So I joined that store. She found out I joined that store, of course. One day she was like, how long have you been in that store? And I'm like, since they opened. Like, she asked me like at the beginning of December how long I've been there. And I'm like, since they opened. And then she said that she thinks that it's hurting the sales in her store, which was probably what I was thinking, but I wasn't able to like articulate why I thought that she would be upset about it, because she said that she believes that the customers are starting out at that artisan market, buying the soap that they need, and then coming over to her store and saying, oh, there's the soap again, but I don't need it because I already bought it. I disagree with that. And the reason why I disagree with that is because once I started there, I had to make like a lot of soap, because they have like, I think it was like 6 shelves that I had to fill. And the more you have, the more likely people will buy. That's what she always told me. Stack it high, watch it fly. Stack it low, it won't go. That's like her saying. So she said you have to have a lot of product on the shelves for people to be interested. So I said, okay, I got to make a lot of soap, a lot of items to fill these 6 shelves. So I did. And I pride myself on being a vegan soap maker, minus the honey, because honey definitely ain't vegan. But I try to be as vegan as possible. So I stay away from animal byproducts. However, I noticed that there was this uptick in tallow soap bars. And I was like, I really don't want to be like a bandwagon person. I want to like stay true to my identity. I don't want to do that. But I was like, I guess I could try it out. I'll just try it out in the store. I put it in that store, and within 2 weeks, all the tallow soap bars sold out. I said, okay, like there's different markets. Like people are, depending on where you are, people are different. So in Melbourne, no one really cares for, well, I don't know if they don't care for tallow because I never even tried it, but they weren't really as interested in buying my soap bars. They were more interested in the soap class and the hemp oil. Whereas I came here to Fort Pierce, and this store is all about the tallow, all about soap in general, but definitely all about the tallow. So in those 2 weeks that I was in that store, I made close to $300. I have to look at the exact numbers, but I made close to 300, which I know is like not a lot of money, but for my business it is, because I had not made that much money in such a short span. So I was like, wow, like if I made 300 in 2 weeks, what could I do in a month? So I was like so excited for December to come around. And sure enough, so far, December has not failed. I'm at like $608 in December, and today's the 28th. Christmas was pretty hot. Like there was a lot of Christmas boxes that were being sold. And I told her that I don't think, that's right, because I said something and I got distracted. I was telling her that I don't think that the customers are starting out at the artisan store and then coming to her and not buying the soap because they already bought it at the artisan store. Because I told her my tallow sells out there, but in her store the tallow doesn't move. Like no one buys it. So I said I don't think that's the case, because my tallow sold out at the artisan store. So, and I had like maybe a week before I could put some more on the shelf because it was still curing. But I still had tallow in her soaps in her store, and no one was buying it. So I said, if it is in fact true that these are the same customers, when they came to the artisan market and saw that I didn't have any tallow soap bars, they would have moved over to her store and bought them, but they didn't. So that's why I think they don't have the same customers. Maybe they do, I don't know, but I don't think that they do, because why did the tallows not sell out? So I ended up taking the tallow out of her store, since I was waiting for the rest of them to cure, and putting them in the artisan store, and then they started to sell again. So I really don't know. But that's the story of how I ended up in both stores. Now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with her store, because it is such a high amount that she takes. She takes a 50%. And when I look at that, it takes me, when I include labor, let's see, I wrote down the number somewhere. It costs me like $5.91, something like that, to make, like this size soap bar. Because I make 40 at a time. So to make that, it was like $5.91, something like that. I sell these soap bars for $10 in all the stores because I try to be consistent. So in all the stores, they're $10. On the website, they're $10 as well. And when she takes her 50%, I'm only going to be at $5, which makes no sense if it costs $5.91 to make the soap. So I'm operating at a loss in her store. She did tell me that she sold about 7 or 8 bars. This was like maybe 2 weeks ago. She told me that's how many bars she sold, which is great. But again, I'm operating at a loss because I'm only going to get $5 from the $10 that the customer pays for the soap bar. And that's not even what I spent to make it. So I'm trying to figure out what I need to do to make her store more profitable, because I definitely don't want to leave, more so because she's my only consistent wholesale buyer. I do have a bar that has done wholesale beer for me, but they've only done it one time, and she was just doing it for Christmas. So I don't know that she's going to order again like next month, because she ordered in November. So I don't know that that's going to be a consistent wholesale. But with this boutique, she is consistent. So it's kind of like, I don't want to upset the consistent wholesaler, because then she won't be my consistent wholesaler. So I'm trying to figure out, I've just been like, me and ChatGPT, we've been talking about it, trying to figure out what we're going to do to be profitable in that store. So stay tuned for that. But in the Melbourne store and the artisan market, I'm doing pretty good. So I'm happy about that. So I figured I would cut all these sample bars up so I can put them in those stores. I used to give these sample bars away for free. I used to go to farmers markets. I don't get to go to those as often as I would like, but I used to go to those, and I would hand out like two of these soap bars for free. And I felt like that was a waste. That it's not like I got sales from it. And it's like I wasn't intending for every person that I give a sample to make a sale, but like some percentage of it. And it really wasn't anything like that. I was at a farmer's market last weekend. I went with the baby who was just here. I went with her, and while we were walking through the market, there was this older lady who came up, and she's like, "Hi, princess." And so my baby's like, "I'm gonna talk to strangers." So, she's coming behind me, but she's like, "Your daughter is so pretty. I have something for her." So she tells us to walk over to her booth. So I do. What's up?
What are we gonna eat for dinner?
I'll figure it out in about 10 minutes.
Okay. What do you eat for dinner?
Okay, she just asked. So she's like, "Oh, come to my booth. I have something for your daughter." So we come over. She gives her one of those like paper umbrellas, like one of the cute little like Japanese looking umbrellas. She gives her one of those. She gave her a tumbler, one of those tumblers that you decorate with like the beads and stuff on it. And she gave her one other thing, but I can't think of it. I think it was a lollipop. Yeah, she gave her a lollipop too. And she's like, "Okay, that's for a princess." And I was like, "Thank you. That's so sweet." So in my head, I'm thinking, she just gave my daughter some free stuff, which she didn't have to do. I should probably buy something. So I'm looking around, and she sells ankle bracelets. And I don't wear ankle bracelets. I don't even wear bracelets. Like, I don't. So I'm looking around. I'm just not really seeing anything that like pops out at me. And then she's getting busy. Like a bunch of people are coming over. She's got a few regulars. So she is helping her customers. So I kind of look at that as an opportunity to walk away, because I was thinking like, I don't wear ankle bracelets, and I appreciate the gesture, but I don't wear them, and I'm not really interested in any of this stuff. So I walked away. Now I walked away. I found some other soap companies, and whenever I see soap companies, I always support them. So I bought soap from 2 soap companies, and then I was getting ready to leave, and for some reason, like I turned around, I could see her booth like through a bunch of booths, and I was like, you know what? This isn't right. She gave my baby a lot of free stuff. I should just go, even though I don't wear ankle bracelets, and I should support. Just like how because I thought about it. I was like, here I am supporting these soap companies, buying soap, when I got clearly a bunch of soap here. So it really doesn't matter whether I use it or not, because like one of the soap bars I bought, this is what I bought from another company. Didn't she package that so cute? I love it. I bought it just because it was so cute. I was like, just give me that little cute package. I haven't even used any of the soap, but like I bought it to support her. So I said, like, even though, I mean, eventually I am going to use that soap. I am. But I was like, I should support her just because, you know? So I turned around and I bought one of the ankle bracelets. Where is the ankle bracelet over here? No, it's not over here. Gosh, what did I do? I think I lost that ankle bracelet. But I bought it. And I felt so good about it because I'm like thinking, I don't know if her intentions was to get a sale from giving me free items for my daughter, but either way, I felt like the right thing to do is, if I am in a position to support her, I should. And it really shouldn't matter whether I wear ankle bracelets or not, because you can always regift those things. When I find it, I'm going to regift it. But that's the way I saw it. So I turned back around and I did it. So when it comes to like these sample soap bars, I was thinking that honestly, like, just being real, I do want you to buy something. Like, if I'm giving you a free sample, I do want you. You don't necessarily have to buy something there. Like, it's not like if I give you the sample, I want you to buy it right then and there. But I also give out business cards with it. And I was thinking they'll use it. They'll go home. They'll use it. They'll be so happy that they'll go online and order, or, you know, they'll look and see what market I'm going to be at. But that just wasn't the case. In fact, like, one of them came back to a vending event that I did maybe like 2 weeks ago and was like, oh, I loved your soap. It was so nice. Do you have any more samples? That's when I knew I had to stop giving away stuff. You did the right thing by supporting. Thank you. I try. But when she came back and she said that to me, that, oh, your soap was so nice. Do you have any more samples? I said, no more. I'm not giving away free soap no more, because you couldn't even go up and write a review for me, girl, since you said it was so nice. Like, if you're not going to support me financially, support me socially. Write a review. Go on YouTube, TikTok, whatever, and talk about how great it was. Like, do something. Don't come back to me and say you got any more free samples. So I decided at that point in time I wasn't going to do it. I had already spoken to other businesses.
Mommy,
yeah.
Mommy, then it was in here.
Okay, go look at it over there, please. Go ahead. So I had already spoken to a few businesses, and they were all saying that I was crazy for giving away that many free soap bars anyways. Because like I said, I would put 2 of them in a bag. So, you know, people were already kind of like making me feel bad about doing it. So when that girl came back and said that, I said, this is confirmation. This is straight up confirmation that I'm not giving away free soap anymore, because for what? I can't even get a review out of you. So, like, no. They would do well there. Brandon at Vegan Handcraft. Thank you. Yeah, I have been doing that. I call them shea butter vegan soaps. But yeah. So what I started doing was, I said, listen, I'm not trying to like break the bank with the samples. So I charge $1, just $1 for this type of piece. So I tell them it can be single, like if you're bathing with it, it could possibly be a single use depending on how much you use. But if you're using it for just like to wash your hands, it's gonna last a minute. It's gonna be a few uses. So I sell those for, $1. For these here, I'm going to put 2 of these, like 2 decent sizes in there. They're almost like a half a bar. And I'm going to sell them for $2.50. So still not going to break the bank. But I just said, like, I'm not going to, I mean, obviously I'm still selling them at a loss, but I'm not going to give them away for free, because I just think that when you give away stuff for free, people can't appreciate or don't appreciate the value of it. So you have to make them pay something. Like, I even remember I was doing some type of rebate for something. What was it? Verizon or something. And they were like, you got to pay $1. You have to pay $1 and then we're going to give you back $100 or something like that. And I was like, this is so silly. Like, just, why don't you just give it? Like, you go give me the $100. So just give me the $100. Like, why do I have to do that? And I thought about that. And I said, it's probably because you see more value in things that you pay for, even if it was just $1. So that's what I do now. I charge for my samples. I just don't charge a lot of money for them. $1, $2.50. I think I have one that I charge, like when I do the tallow ones, I charge $3.50 for those because those are longer and thicker. But yeah, they're not free anymore, and people buy them. Like people act like a lot of people buy them. I ran out of sample soap bars. That's why I am doing more, and it's some income. Like it's not a lot of money, but it's something, and I think in doing this is achieving the purpose that I wanted when I was giving them away for free. You take the bar, you know, you didn't pay much for it. You try it out, you like it, you come back. Because in this store, this artisan market, soap, when I say I've made $600, it's all soap. Like, no lie, it's soap. It is gift boxes that have soap. It's soap by itself. Like, it's just soap. My hemp oil just started selling yesterday there, and only 2 have been sold so far. So I had gift boxes for Christmas, which I got to go pick them up because there's like 3 left. But I put loofahs in them. I put 2 soap bars in them, and then a soap saver bag. Yeah. And those have been selling. Like those sold out the first day I put them in there, which is why I put more in there a second day. Those sold out again. Then I put more on a third day. I think I put them in Christmas Eve. I came Christmas Eve morning, and only one of those sold. So I got to go pick up the ones that remain. But yeah, that store has been doing really good with just soap, because I have had soap class purchases there, but those have been purchased online. So when I say 600, it's really more than 600. I don't count the money that I make online, but my soap classes have all they've all been purchased online. No one has purchased in the store. Like it's advertised in the store, but honestly, the store is doing a bad job promoting them because they're not promoting them. Decision for charging. Yep. Thank you. So they told me they were going to start putting the classes on a website, but they don't, because I checked that website and they are not there, but it's okay. So what I started doing was something that I said that I would not do, but now that I've done it, I think that it was the best decision for me, at least right now. I've decided that like my Facebook, I want to predominantly be all the local people. Like I want to go viral, but for Facebook, I want it to be viral in the cities that I'm in, not so much, worldwide. And so what I started doing is running meta ads, which, like I said I would never do that. Like, I'm not going to spend money, but I did, and it has been a success. So I run meta ads only on Facebook. I think they pop up on Instagram too. I'm not too sure. But I run them on Facebook, and I run them for $2 a day for 2 weeks at a time. And I usually do them leading up to a soap class. So 2 weeks before a soap class, I'll run the $2. Sometimes I do $3 a day of meta ads. And when I'm doing them, I get very specific. I don't tell it to send it to all of Florida or US or any of that. I tell them just like this geographical area. I give them like 4 cities. And I'm like, only show it to these people that are in those 4 cities. So if you're not in those cities, you'll probably never see those ads. But that's what I've been doing, and it's been a success. I started an ad yesterday because I have a class coming up January 7th in Melbourne and then January 17th in Fort Pierce. I started ads for both of those yesterday, last night actually. The Melbourne one I may have to tweak because I don't really see much happening with that one. But the Fort Pierce one, 2 people have already bought a class. Like I said, the ad started yesterday, and I'm doing them at $3 a day. So it started last night actually, because I did it while I was in bed. I did that one. Today, 2 people bought the class online, and I've been seeing people comment on some of my Facebook posts about how they want to do the class, and they're checking with other friends to see if they could do it. So it's been worth it. I find when you're doing it locally, I don't know that doing it globally, it would be worth it because I never tried it, and I just just in my head, I don't really see it being that successful, mainly because I just don't really know what I'm doing. Like, I'm not like a marketing guru or ads manager. I don't know much of anything, but I do know how to choose cities. So I chose that I want these specific cities, and that's been working. So that's what I've been doing to really like get to get the classes, get the classes, get people in the classes, I should say. Um, and I've been doing the classes in Melbourne since March of this year. I didn't start running ads for Melbourne until last night. So I have consistently had a class size of between two, mainly 4 people. 3 to 4 people is what I average, but I've had some class sizes of 6 people. I had one that was a private class where like she came to a class, really enjoyed it with her coworkers. And then she sent me an email saying she wanted to book a private class for her cousin's birthday, and it was 8 of them. So I've been doing pretty well for the classes because the classes are $55 a person. And of course, I don't get the whole 55 because I have to pay fees to the booths that I'm selling them to, like the one in Melbourne. But still, there's some profit there, and they're learning how to make soap. So it all works out. So I charge 55 per attendee for the Melbourne booth space. So I think that's what I started out, and I got distracted. Booth stores, consignment stores, if you can get into those, try to. So when I first looked into getting into the Melbourne store, I was put on a waiting list. Well, I tried 2 stores in Melbourne. I was put on a waiting list, and then for the one that I ended up getting into, they were like, "Oh, we have a couple of spots available, but we already have 2 soap companies here, so I don't know if you'll want to come, but you can come check it out." So I came to check it out, and I saw that one of the soap companies was goat milk. Like, that's all she does. Well, actually, both of them, now that I think about it. Both of them are only goat milk. So I said, I think I can come because I do everything else. So they can stick to their goat milk, and I respect their hustle. I'm not going to do any goat milk soap bars, and I'll do everything else because I do the beer soap, I do the sea moss soap, and I do the regular distilled water soap. So I said, that's what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to come. Plus, I'm teaching a class. Neither one of them teach a class, so I'm already coming with something different. So she told me that it would be $72.50 a month plus 10%. And at first I was like, dang, that's a lot of money for me to be spending. You know, it's hard to spend money when you ain't making no money. So I was like, I don't even make $72 a month in my business. Like, why? Drake or Kendrick? What kind of question is that? You know which one. But yeah, I was like, I don't know that I could pay that. But I said, I got to do what I have to do. So I went ahead and paid for it out of my money, you know, put in a loan. I said, you know, I'm loaning my business this money so that I can sign up to do consignment, you know, to do a booth here. So I did. And that first day that I was there, I made a sale, which I was so excited. Like the sale, what was it? Oh, it was $1. Because like I told you, I sell like these bars for $1. It was $1. And I was so excited about that $1, y'all. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. I only made 90 cents because they take 10%. But I was like, that's my first $1 at the consignment. I was so excited. But then, like, the sales kept coming. And the way they work is they take their $72 out plus their 10% before they give you your cut of the check. So after my first month there, I don't remember the exact amount because I don't really do math. I don't remember. But I remember they wrote me a check for $25. So that meant that I made the $72 plus the 10% plus an extra $25. I was excited. I was like, this ain't a lot of money, but it's something. And it was just my first month there. So you couldn't tell me nothing. I was on cloud 9. I was so happy to stay there. And then when I started doing the classes, I started getting more money after the fee. So I found that it was good. Plus, the way I looked at it as I'm basically paying $72 and I get my own store and my own set of employees. And I don't have to pay benefits, health insurance, none of that. I just paid them $72 plus 10%. And honestly, I just don't think that you could beat that. Like, it sounds like a lot of money, again, when you're not making any money. But once you get in there and you start making money and you see what it is, like, I was like, all these employees are selling my stuff. They're upselling for me. They're encouraging people to purchase my classes. Like, it's honestly like I got all these employees for $72. Like, that's what I feel like it was. And I don't have to worry about pig insurance for the building. I don't have to worry about like being there to sell the items, like, the whole hourly thing. I don't have to worry about nothing. I just pay my $72 and they sell my stuff for me. So I think like consignment stores are like the most best kept secret, that I feel like a lot of soap businesses should try to get in them, because you can't really beat it, especially when you have a really good product and you get that out there into the masses, because their fan base or their customer base becomes your customer base. So I don't know, it's like a win-win for me, and all I have to do is pay them $72 to do it. So I love that store. ChatGPT said it's my best, most profitable store, even though I've made more money at the store locally here. According to ChatGPT, that one's a better store because the vending fee is a lot cheaper, and I've been very consistent with the classes, so people know me there. It's like not a surprise on who I am or what I'm going to be doing there. So it's been working out really well. So definitely, if you can get into one of those, do it. It's the best thing, because now my business has been seeing more success. I actually have a revolving account. Like, I have money in my business checking account, which last year there were some negative days, y'all. There were some days where there was nothing in there whatsoever, and I had to add money to it to keep the account open. So like now I don't have to do that. There's some, it may not be a lot of money at times, but there's some money coming in there all the time. Yes. Some money bags. Yes. So I'm excited to see like a steady flow. Like, no, it's not where I want it to be. When I first started this business in 2022, I said that I wanted to make enough to pay for childcare. At the time, I had 3 kids in childcare. One of these kids is in here. Get your pen, girl, and go. Here.
But it's...
All right, get your paper. They have like no respect whatsoever. I just wanted to make enough money to cover childcare, which was like $2,500 a month for 3 children. That was my goal. That's what I wanted. I have not reached that goal yet, but I am hopeful because at least I am making some consistent money now, whereas before it wasn't much of anything. Start somewhere. Yeah, yes, good. Definitely go if you can find some consignment places where you are. It's helpful because, like I said, I was starting to get pretty depressed. I started the business in 2022. December of 2022 is when I opened my website or released my website. I didn't do any promotion. Like, I wasn't on social media at all. For some odd reason, I just thought people would know my website was there and they would come. And of course, they did not. So like, things didn't change for me until 2023 when I joined TikTok in July, and I also started doing craft events. I couldn't do farmers markets because those were every Saturday, and you're only allowed to miss 3 Saturdays a year. So I couldn't be committed to every Saturday every month for a year. It wasn't realistic for me with small kids. TikTok shop for your products. I'm on TikTok shop now. I have tried TikTok shop. It has not been a success for me, but I know that it's a success for others, so that's why I keep the shop up. But they make things very difficult. I had like maybe 7 soap bars up there, and they found violations with all but one. For what reason, I don't know, because they're not very specific in why they find violations, but all of the listings were the same. The only difference is the name of the soap bar. They all had the same ingredients. Well, the scents will be different, but for most part, they all had the same ingredients. And TikTok shop just violated them. So they've been removed. Only one soap bar remains. So I keep that one up there because, I don't know, maybe I may go viral on TikTok. Well, I have gone viral on TikTok. That's the sad part about it. I have. But TikTok like to play games with me. They made me go viral in Africa. And then I went viral again in I think it was India. And I don't ship to Africa or India. So, and Instagram does the same thing. I've gone viral in China and India. I have like quite a few reels on Instagram where they're over 200K views. One of them is at like almost 700K. Because for me, viral is anything over 100K. So I should probably specify that. Anything over 100K in my head is viral. So I have quite a few videos on Instagram and a few on TikTok that have gone viral. But it's been in other countries that I don't ship in. So that makes it hard to really grow my business that way. I got a lot of followers from it, but that was pretty much it. So I had to shift to focusing on local because I wasn't getting anything. I used to go on TikTok live every Thursday. I did it for a year. Every Thursday, what I would go on and I would do 2 Thursdays a month. I would make soap. The other 2 Thursdays, I do a soap giveaway. Got nothing from that. Pop-up shops. I have done. So that's what I was saying. I get distracted, y'all. So distracted by my own thoughts. In 2023, I started doing pop-up shops, which changed my business again. So like from December 2022 to like July 2023 was nothing. Like I made a few sales and they were all from my aunts and, you know, family members, a few friends. In August of 2023, I did my first pop-up shop. And I felt that that was a success. I paid $25 to be there and I ended up making $100. So my goal became to always make my vendor fee plus hourly wage for the time that I'm there, which I think at the time hourly wage was like $12 an hour. So I was like, if I can make $12 an hour plus whatever my vendor fee was, that's a success. So with that $100, that was a success. So I did start doing pop-up shops and I was doing maybe one a month. Yeah, I was doing about one a month and that was cool. But as I got closer to, I want to say like closer to February-ish of 2024, it stopped being as successful. Like there just wasn't a lot of people out because I moved for one. So when I started them in 2023, I did the first one in August. I moved the beginning of December of 2023. So I couldn't even finish out like the Christmas season there. I ended up going to Tampa, I think like the 3rd week of December. They had a pop-up shop, which was actually pretty good. I think it started out a success. It didn't end a success because it started raining. And I was so upset because I was doing so well until it started raining. But then after that, I started doing pop-up shops in Melbourne, which were $10 a session. And they were every second Sunday. So it was hard to sustain those because I couldn't go to church because I was at this pop-up shop. And everybody else was at church too because the pop-up shop was from like 10 to 2 and we wouldn't really see people come until like 12:30, 1 o'clock, which in my head was because they were getting out of church. So that one wasn't too much of a success because there were 2 other soap companies there. One of them was like commonly known. So a lot of people were coming there just to see her. And it was like me and the other soap company, we were new to the area. So I think that affected it too. But it just wasn't that successful. So towards, I guess like the middle of 2024, I stopped doing pop-up shops just because they were the only ones that I was kind of consistent with and it was just becoming a waste of time. So that's when I started looking into doing the consignment stores. And it took a while to find one because I was put on so many different waiting lists. And some of them, which I respect now, but they were like, if we have like 2 or 3 soap companies, we're not going to let you come. So I was upset at the time because I really wanted to come. But I respect that now because it really affects the business flow when you have multiple makers that do the same thing. So, yeah, so then I did the TikTok thing for a year. I think that was 2024. I did that for a year. No success from that. There were a few, get your church members to support you. Yeah, so they were. I did a pop-up shop with the church. And only the church members came to it. And they sold me out. And that was, what was that? That was that's the beginning of this year, actually. They sold me out. And I was so surprised and so happy because they were very gracious and great. But what was I saying? Oh, TikTok. Yeah, from TikTok, I got I had a lot of like social support. I will give that to them. The community was really good there. They would engage on my content. They would show up to my lives. Sometimes they would gift, which I was really against gifting because it's a waste of money when you look at how it breaks down, like how much the person pays versus how much you get. It's a waste of money. I'd rather you just buy my soap than give me a gift at a live. But I felt like the lives were not successful because for a year, I did two, like basically free soap making classes, two every month. They were, each month was a different theme. And I also gave away the same soap bars that I made. I would make them ahead of time so I can give those away for 2 Thursdays a month. And after that, I would ask people, like at least the people who I gave the soap bars to please just write a review. Out of all the soap bars that I gave away, only one, and I do mean just one, wrote a review. And the other ones would send me messages like, oh yeah, the soap was really nice, I'm gonna write the review, and they didn't. Because I was like, that's the least you can do. Like if you're not gonna buy, that's fine, but at least like write a review because I need that social support. And they just didn't do it. And it got to a point where I was spending a lot of money to make the soap, like the Thursday session. I'm making soap that I don't really need to make because I wasn't selling much soap to begin with. So I said like going live on TikTok, which is not a success for me. So I just wasn't going to do it anymore. So I stopped. I did try it back up again in August of this year. I did like a whole month of Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I went live twice a week. And I spoke about like different subjects of how to make soap and like the process of it. And it was good participation. But I think one person did book a private class with me after that because I would always have a discount at the end of the live for you to book a private class. So one of them did, and she's been supportive since then. Like on TikTok, she's still very supportive of my business. But like nothing else really came from it. And so I just like the time that's spent on it is like the output that I'm putting out is not. Okay, go ask Daddy for a Band-Aid, please. Like the time that I was putting into it, it's not, I don't even know how I'm trying to say it, but it really just wasn't worth the time that I was putting into it because I wasn't really seeing a return worth it, to be honest. What about liquid soaps? Women love liquid body shower. Valentine's is coming up. Yeah, so I do liquid soap. I haven't posted any videos about it. I've been like experimenting with liquid soap for over a year now. Can you close my door and call him, please? Because I'm on live. I've been experimenting with it for a year to make sure that like it's adequately tested and giving it to family members before I put it on the market. So liquid soap is going to be released this year. Maybe for Valentine's Day. I am starting to plan my Valentine's Day soap. But yeah, I know liquid soap has been a big thing because even my mother-in-law has been asking me about liquid soap. Like, when are you going to start selling liquid soap? So I gave her some to try, which she really liked. But I just wanted to make sure that like I have the right formula before I release it. So I've been doing that for a little over a year. And that will be released for 2026. Definitely. So I'll have that. But I've just found that doing things locally have been more successful for me than doing things online. Now, I do post online every day. And the reason why I post every day is because of Metricool. Metricool is like a scheduling app, and I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm not even monetized on YouTube. So when I'm telling y'all this, it's because this is what works for me, not because I'm being paid to. But what I did was, great future ahead of you. Thank you, Joy. What I did was when I first started TikTok, I was posting 3 times a day. I did 3 times a day for 30 days so that I can reach my 1,000 followers, which I did. I got them in about 3 weeks. So the 3 times a day for 30 days, I think is, if you're trying to grow on TikTok, I think that's a good idea. So I did that. And then after that, I was posting once a day, every day for a little over a year. So I got a lot of content that I was able to create because of how devoted I was in the beginning. So what I've been doing is taking some of that same content and just putting different text on the screen, a different trending song, excuse me, and I've been posting it on Metrical. And Metrical posted on everything for me. They posted on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, Pinterest, and Facebook. So I've been posting the same content every day. So since October, because I heard about that whole great lock-in for your business. So I watched a few videos on that, and they were like, you should be posting every day. So that's what I took from that. They said more stuff, but that's what I took from it. I should be posting every day. So I just got with Metrical and started uploading those videos. So now what I do is maybe 2 weekends out of the month, like on a Saturday, I'll just go through some of the videos that are already in my phone, maybe spend like an hour doing it, and I'll change the captions, change like the text on the screen. And then I go to Instagram, screenshot the trending songs that they have, like whatever's trending right now. And I attach that to the videos. And I'll upload, like I'll schedule out, I should say, about a week at a time or a week and a half at a time, as much as I can get done in that hour. So that's what I've been doing. And doing that has allowed me to be able to post every day. Because like I said, I take those 2 Saturdays a month, plan them all out. And the videos are already done, because that's the thing. Like if you actually pay attention to my content, you'll see that you've seen that before. It may say something different and there may be a different song, but you've seen it before because it literally is the same thing. I try to add in some new content here and there, depending on what I have time to edit. But that has allowed me to post every day since October 1st. So if you go through my social medias, it'll look like I'm really active because you'll see a video is posted every day, once a day since October. And I am so fortunate to like have really planned this out so well that as of like today, I got all of January done, half of February done. So while during New Year's, while I have time off from work, I'm going to finish the rest of February and I'm going to start on March, because I want to be able to say I did it for 6 months and see what's happened. And I will tell you that Facebook has been blowing up. It was blowing up before I started the ads. I started the ads like beginning of December, I believe. Yeah, or no. The last week of November is when I started it, because I had a class coming up at the beginning of December here. But when I started posting every day, or when Metrical started posting for me every day, I started seeing a lot of growth on Facebook. I had like maybe 120 followers on Facebook. Now it's like 340 something. So that's a lot to me, because Facebook is hard. It's very, very hard to grow on Facebook. I don't know why, but it is. And then even with Instagram, before I started posting every day, I was at maybe about 1,200 followers. Now, if you go check my Instagram, it's maybe like 2,600 or something like that. Thank you, Joy. So posting every day does help, at least with your follower count. I don't know that it has helped financially, to be honest, because I didn't see any sales until I started running the ads, which are for the soap classes. But I have at least been able to get my follower count up. So a win is a win. So that's what I've been doing. So I recommend Metrical. You know, I recommend if you're doing TikTok to do the three posts in 30 days to get at least your 1,000 followers, because that's what I did. And I don't have like any recipe for going viral. I think it really is just up to chance, algorithm, however, because the first video that went viral for me on TikTok, which allowed me to be monetized. I am monetized on TikTok. I don't make any money on TikTok, but I am monetized. Was a video of me stamping soap with Luther Vandross playing in the background. And I don't know what was so special about that. I still don't know what's so special about it. But you'll notice that I post a lot of videos of me stamping soaps, because for some reason the algorithm loves those videos. So that's what I post. I do have a few where I post tips, and I do want to get back to that, but that requires me to actually record the video and edit it. And like I said, I want to do this one post a day for 6 months. So I've definitely been repeating a lot of the same posts and changing the caption. I have been putting tips in like the descriptions and stuff too. So you can see like some tips over there. But I haven't really been recreating or recording any new videos because time is very, very limited. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. So like I say, it'll seem like I'm very active on social, but I'm really not. I got Metrical posting all that stuff for me, and I think that it's been a success. So I need to cut up some more soap because now I only have honey and oatmeal left. I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 honey and oatmeal. So let me try to find an old soap bar so I could add to these for these samples. I got a lot of samples done. I know it don't look like a lot because my hands are only but so big. But I have these and a few more done. And I'm going to sell these for $2.50. I'm going to probably put it in both stores, in the Melbourne store and the store here. Kind of maximize the eyes on the soap. On the label here. So when I do these, I put a label with the ingredients generally, like the ingredients that could possibly be in the soap bar, because I pretty much use the same oils for all of my soap bars. I do the olive oil, coconut oil, castor oil, shea butter. Sometimes I do the palm oil. You know, people have their feelings about palm oil. Sometimes I do that. So I have all those listed. And then the other label is the actual scent of the soap. So I need to find another soap to cut up. I posted these on my website. These are the tallow turmeric mint. These bars, as you can see, are pretty big. Let me show you. So this is one of those. This is my full size bar. So you can see the difference in those. So I posted these because somebody on one of my videos was like, I would buy them, so you should put them up there, because I was just going to give them to the stores here. But I put some on the website just so some people can get them if they want to. You do a live beginning soap making intro. Yeah, I could. I have done that. That's what I was saying I did in August with, oh yeah, I did that on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, I believe. I did it live 2 times a week in August, where it was like an intro. But yeah, I definitely could do that. But what you also could do is, I do have a free soap making class, and it really is truly free. I mean, you give me your email address, but I got to get something out of you. But that's the only thing you do. You give me your email address and I will send you some emails. I won't lie. You will get some emails from me. But you can unsubscribe at any time. If you go to, let me see. I got to get this together on YouTube. But if you go to, I'm going to show you from this other phone. You go to my profile, right? You click on, well, I guess you would just go to it and it would say view channel. So, right, that's my profile. Look, it says I'm live. Okay, I'm so silly. If you go right, gosh, where is it? Right here, there's like a little highlighted link, like it'll have like my bio that says like, hey, handcrafter, and, you know, read more. There's a thing, it's called linktree.artisansoap. You click on that, and it's going to give you a list of all these different links. The free soap making class is the second link. So you click on that. Make sure this works. You click on that, and then it's going to take you to this, which is the beginner soap making course. And there's information, and then right there is where you, that's where you sign up. So you sign up for it. You just have to, give your email address, but it's broken up into, I call them bite-sized videos. Like the videos are no more than like 3 minutes a piece, and it's broken up into those by section. So if there's like an area of soap making that you already know, you don't have to watch that section. And then at the end, you get a certificate of completion for completing the beginner soap making class or course. So you can definitely sign up for that one. But I could definitely schedule out a live where I make the soap on live. And what I would probably do is announce that on the, what do you call it? Like the community tab. Yeah, is that what it's called? The post. Yeah, I think it's called the community. Like maybe you see it as community tab. I see it as post. But I can announce it on there so you know when it will be scheduled. Because I'll just do one. But you can join the course in the meantime, just to kind of get some videos on how I go about making soap, because different soap makers do different things. You're welcome. You're welcome. So you could definitely start with that, and then I'll schedule a live, because this live was very impromptu. Like honestly, like I said before, I was watching a video on I think she's called XL Scrunchy. She's in Canada, but she runs an XL scrunchie business where she just makes scrunchies that are bigger for, like, I guess thicker hair. I think she makes it for all sizes, but they started with like scrunchies for bigger hair, or thicker hair, I should say. And she was doing a video on what she's done to achieve success in 5 years of being in business. And she says, instead of wasting your time or doing whatever you're doing, you should, like, while you're doing whatever you're doing for the business, you should go live. And so I said, she's right. So I paused her. I haven't even finished the video. I paused her and I said, okay, I'm packing up social or sample soap bars. So instead of listening to you and pack sample soap bars, I'm going to go live, because that's what she said to do. So I'm going to do it. Thank you. Thank you, Joy. Yeah. So yeah, this was an impromptu live because she told me to do it. So I did it. And I'm glad I did, because now I've met you, Joy. So it's nice to meet you. And hopefully I'll meet new friends as time goes on. I really would like to go live more often. But as you can see, I've been interrupted multiple times by my kids. So I don't know. But I mean, that's life. It's normal, right? That's what kids do. That's what people do. They interrupt you. So I would like to be able to go live where I could just focus on the live and like that's it. But that's not always the case. So let's see what soap bar I can cut up. What is this? Now these are new. So these are CMOS soap bars that I've made. I gotta find something that I can add with this. So let's see. These are all, oh no. Okay. These are all old soap bars. Now this one, oh, these kids. This one right here, it has a little hole in it. This one I made in 2023. Can you believe it? This soap bar is 2 years old. It has extra holes because that's what my kids decided to do with it. But I am not going to cut this one, because even though it's old, it still smells like the scent that I put in it. And I don't know, it was like my first Christmas bar. The kids are welcome here. Yeah, like this is like my first Christmas bar. So I feel like it's like an important soap bar. So I won't sell this one or cut it. I will keep this one forever, or as long as I possibly can. This one here, I made on live. And I made this one when I was doing the TikTok lives, which I guess is at least over a year ago. And I put cinnamon in it. I just heard like some noise. I didn't realize one of my kids was just in here sitting down on the side of the couch. So I was like, what is that noise? I've heard somebody moving. This one doesn't really have a scent anymore, but this one was made, I don't think this one was made on live. It wasn't made on live. Oh, it was made for the fall. So not what we're in 2025. This was it 2024? I want to say this is 2023. Yeah, this is 2023 fall because I don't really do too many fall, like seasonal collections because it's so hard to sell them after that season is over. But that was a fall bar. That's why it's still here. This right here, I don't know why this bar isn't so. Probably because I took it off the website. Nice craftsmanship. Thank you. This one is like a mango. I piped on top of it so it could look like little crumbles of cake. That was the goal. And I think it does look like little crumbles of cake. But this is made with coconut milk and mango. I may cut this one. The scent is kind of subtle. I may cut this one. This is only going to be 4 pieces though. This one right here is made with carrot and patchouli. The patchouli is still there. This soap bar, was this made in 2024? I'm not too sure. But I think I'm going to cut this one for sure. Feels really hard though. Like the harder the bar is, the harder it is to cut it evenly. But I think I'm going to cut that one because a lot of people like patchouli. I'm not a big patchouli fan, but a lot of people are. Mango, yes. Yeah, mango. Mango is nice. It's nice to work with. It gives more of a bubbly lather to the soap. Whenever you add anything with natural sugars, it gives them more of a bubbly lather. So it was nice working with that. Now, I didn't take like an actual mango and puree it because that requires time that I just don't really have. So what I will do is I go to like the grocery store and I get baby food. But I get the baby food that is 100% mango with no additives at all because I don't want any extra stuff. I just want the mango. So that's what I did. I went and I got mango. This one I got carrots. I like this color. I don't know if like you can really see the color, but I like the subtle color of this. This is carrots. Carrot, patchouli. I need one more bar though that I can cut to go with this. Sweetheart. This is a Valentine's Day soap. And this one is definitely from 2023 because I haven't done a Valentine's line since 2023. So I know this soap bar is old. I think I'll cut this one. Doesn't really have a scent to it, which would make sense given how much older it is. But the lather is going to be amazing because that's what happens with these older bars. It even has like a little heart in it because the goal was to do it like an envelope. That's what it was supposed to be. But I don't know. It's not really envelopey. But so I think I'll cut those 2. Maybe one more. I don't know what else. This is my Soap of the Month Club. This is my January Soap of the Month Club. I should keep this one actually. I like this one. So I did this one. It has a subtle smell. It's a good sales pitch. Pureed carrots, nice. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep this one though. I don't think I'm going to cut this one. I really like this. This is so, if you look on Instagram, well, it's probably too much for you to scroll through. But the first video that went viral on Instagram was me stamping this soap, the same soap bar. And this is the one that's probably got the most views, like over 700K views for this soap bar. I forgot what I called it. Citrus Snow, I think, because of the citrus smell. Let me see. Yeah, but it's kind of like doesn't really have much of a scent. But I'm going to keep this one. You see, this one's pretty big too because it's it was piped. The soap on the top was piped. I did such a good job. I was so proud of this soap. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. This soap bar was like the bomb. I loved it. So I can't really cut that one. I have some Christmas soap bars left. And they still have a really good scent. Maybe I should cut some of those. And then I have like these big chunks of soap. because I put them in a mold, and instead of them filling up the mold, they only went like halfway. So I think I may cut some of these because these still have a scent because these are new. This one was a part of the wholesale order that I made in October. Still smells really good, actually. I may keep some of those because they smell really good. And I got like a lot of like unscented bars. So let me ask you something. This is what I was thinking about doing, right? So you know how like Walmart sells these soap holder bag or soap holder containers? What I was thinking about doing is finding a soap bar that fits. So here is a soap bar that fits. And selling this as travel soap. Like just like this. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should like take it out so you can see it. Maybe have it displayed like this and try to like, I don't know, the soap probably will fall out. But anyways, that was what I was thinking. I was thinking about doing like a travel soap bar where I have this and I have this together.
Mommy wants pancakes.
Okay, can you guys give me 5 minutes?
Mommy, I got with the
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to leave soon because these kids need me to cook for them, apparently. But like, what do you think about that? Like selling travel soap bars in the travel container for the airport. Nice? Okay. That's what I was thinking about doing because I said I'm going to go to Walmart. I'm going to buy all these travel things. I'm going to try to get them in the same color. Maybe like white or tan. I like black and gold. Those are like my favorite color combination. That and peach and gold. Peach and gold, black and gold. I like both of those. The business is based on black and gold though. Like craft color gold, black, brownish gold. That's like the business color. So I'm going to try to find some soap containers. And I don't know how it would display it. I guess I have to talk to Chat GPT about that. But yeah, I think that would be a really good idea. People could just grab these and go to the airport. You make things much more convenient for them. Yeah, so that's a thought. I just got to figure out how I'm going to make it look pretty because people like pretty things. I like that color coordinated to the soap color. Yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do. And put that in both stores. Maybe even in the boutique store. I still got to figure out what I'm going to do with that store because I'm just not profitable in that store at all. But ChatGPT has become my loyal companion. That thing helps me with everything. So I think I'm gonna reach out to ChatGPT to figure out how to package everything. These I gotta put in some type of container so I gotta get price tags for these. And then I gotta take them to the stores so I can sell them. But okay. I'm going to cut these soap bars later because I got some hungry kids demanding food. They don't even ask. Like, they're not even nice about it. They're just like, cook my food. So, put these up. So, thank you guys for joining in with me and being on this live. And I'll definitely post something in the community post when I can do a live, like, soap making session. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about any of the stuff that I discussed, you can definitely leave a comment. And I'll see you guys on the next video, whenever I post it. Wrap it and put a nice ribbon on it. Then place the inside the container. So, where is it at? Where did I put it? So put this inside. Oh, there it is. I was like, what happened to it? All right, so put this inside and then wrap a bow around this. The only thing with that is that they can't smell it. So there lies my problem. Because people like to smell their soap before they, well, locally, like people want to smell their soap before they buy it. So that's the problem that I'm running into. That's why I think I have to have it some way out. But I like the idea of like wrapping it up. I just don't know how I would get, because I don't know if you can, let me see if you can smell it through the container. No, not really. I smell soap, but that's probably because there's soap all over my hands. It doesn't necessarily smell like the soap that's in here. No, it doesn't. So that's the problem that I have. I think like wrapping a ribbon around it would be very cute, but then they can't open it to smell it. So maybe what I can do is just do this and wrap a ribbon around it. Do small samples. I could try that too. But you know, like for example, this soap bar, this is the only one that I have because this was a part of a wholesale order. This is actually beer soap. So I wouldn't even have a sample of this. It's a very manly scent though. I can't even think of the scent that I use, but Perfect Man, I think is what this is. Yeah, I don't have any other soap with Perfect Man because I used it all on this beer soap. But yeah, this is like the only one of that I have. I have two of these. These are teak wood. Teak wood is very popular in this area. So I could do these three as like sample. Not sample, but like travel soap bars. And that's too small. I have this one. This is Cherry Bomb. This one's really, it almost gives you like, it almost smells like the medicine, like the cherry Tylenol medicine for kids. But it still kind of smells good at the same time. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, I have those. So yes, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Because I have some time. So we'll figure it out. Definitely will. But thanks for coming on and chatting with me. I appreciate it. You made this live, like all of you guys made this live much more livelier. Like that play on words. Just by chatting and chilling with me. So thank you guys. And I hope you guys all have a good night. Okay.